In today's data-driven world, number alone won't just cut it. It's not just about having the right data, but it's also about how you present it. Have you ever wondered why some charts seem resonate with your audience while the other fall flat? Have you ever considered why choosing the right charts is crucial for effective communication? Let's dive into a world where graphs and charts aren't just tools for displaying data. They are powerful instruments of persuasion. Hello everyone, my name is Lynn and I'm a data analyst and automation expert with experience in banking and logistics industry. And welcome back to my channel. In my career, I built hundreds of dashboards that help business make informed decisions, and I want to share with you my experience. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribe. In the previous video, we've helped Excel property to collect customer feedback about their newly opening shop. We then connect and transform the collected data into a proper dataset using Power Query. And finally, we perform data analysis to draw insightful information using pivot table and Excel formula. The next step is to bring all the analyzed information to life. And the best way is to communicate our findings using graphs and charts. And that's exactly what we'll be doing in today's video. I will first cover some basic theory about the importance of choosing the right visual. And then we will start visualizing our data in Excel. We'll start with inserting some basic objects and charts. Then we'll move on to more advanced techniques. I will also provide you tips and tricks along the way so that you can work faster. And finally, I'll show you how you can leverage SmartArt in Excel to create amazing visual with minimum effort. Now before we start, you can download the data file using the link in the description below and follow along with me. Please feel free to pause, rewind the videos when needed. Ready to level up your data visualization game? Let's dive into it. There are three key elements that will help you to choose the right visual for effective communication. So first, what data type are you working with? Why does data type matter? Because different data types like different chart types. So for example, we've got categorical data, which is like grouping things into groups. So bar chart and pie chart or donut charts is best to present this type of data. Then there's numerical data, which is about number, like count of objects, revenue, or cost. So X scatter plot or single KPI card will do. And time series data? Well, that's the data collected over time, like days, months, or years. So go with a line chart or area chart. The second point is, what message are you trying to communicate? If you are comparing things, use the bar chart. If you want to see the trend over time, grab a line chart. And if you are showing composition, hard to whole, then try pie chart or a 100% stack column. Your audience matters. So when you're making charts, think about who's going to see them. Executives like big picture stuff, so focus on a high-level insight and trend. Analysts want details. So give them more complex charts with option to explore deeper. And for the general audience, keep things simple, clear, and easy to understand. Remember, charts aren't just pretty pictures, they are your voice. So clarity is key. Use clear title, labels, and legends. Avoid adding unnecessary complexity that might confuse your audience. Now let's head to Excel and start to visualize our findings to Excel property management team. The first visual is regarding customer survey statistics. These are numerical data, so the card visual is the best way to present these key figures. First, we need to insert an object. Then we will put the value in that object. Let me show you how. Go to Insert, click on Shape button, choose the shape you want to insert. I'm gonna go with the rectangle. Now click and drag to draw it on the worksheet. To link the cell value to the rectangle, go to Formula bar, type equal. Now, select the cell you want to put the value in and hit enter. Now you can see that the value from the cells is being added dynamically into the rectangle. But pay attention here. The formula is linked to cell C13 in Worksheet Customer. If I move this rectangle to Sheet Dashboard, it's empty. Why is that? Because the formula is now reflect cell C13 in Sheet Dashboard, which is empty, and that's why you don't see anything. The trick is you need to fix not only the cell location, but also the sheet where you want your formula referred to. You can type manually the sheet name in, but what I usually do is to click equal, go to a different sheet, then go back to the original sheet. So Excel automatically pick up the sheet name. This way, I don't have to type the sheet name manually. Now I can just select the cell where I want to link my formula. And we have our total send figure. I'm going to do the same for total response and response rate. I'm going to cheat a little bit, hold Control on your keyboard. Now drag the object to create a copy of it. Now simply update the formulas. Let's move on to the channel part. We want to see the comparison of traffic across different channels. So the best visual for this is bar chart or column charts. Now select the data range, go to Insert tab on the ribbon. Now select the type of chart you want. I want a bar chart. You can now see that the bar chart is inserted. But there is something different about this chart. It's a pivot chart. Pivot charts allows interactive filtering, sorting, and grouping, making them suitable for complex data deep dive. But in our case, let's have a closer look at the chart content. We can see that both series count ID and percentage are being put in the same charts. And I cannot remove the percentage series because the pivot chart picks up all the information from the underlying pivot table. And that's not the visual that we want to show. We only want to display the count in the bar charts. So we need to use standard charts because it offers a high level of customization, which allow us to create visually appealing and tailored charts. Now the question is, how do we insert standard charts while the underlying data is the pivot table? The workaround is that, first, you need to create a placeholder area where there is no connection to the pivot table. I'll just quickly make a copy of the underlying data here. Now select this area. Go to Insert, then insert a bar chart, and we have our standard chart. Secondly, we need to update the underlying data range to the pivot table range. Notice that when I'm clicking on the chart, I can see the underlying data. The label range is highlighted in purple. The value range is highlighted in blue. To update these information into a new range, select the edge of the range till you see the four-sided arrow. This allows you to drag and drop the selected range to a new location. Now we have our chart created with the underlying data linked to the pivot table. It's time for some final cosmetic adjustment. I will delete what we don't need here. Now I want the bar to be thicker, so click on the bar chart, Format Data Series. A formatting panel will appear. Here you can adjust the gap width to make the bar look bigger. Next, I want to add the data label to clearly display the traffic per channel. So click on the plus here and enable data label. Easy, right? Now what if I want to add a second data label? I want to display the percentage. Let me show you how. Click on the data label itself. In the formatting panel, go to Label option. Now you can add additional data label into the chart. I will choose the option Value from Cells. A pop-up will appear, allowing me to select the value range from the sheet. Now hit OK, and I have my second data label added. You can also change the display of the two labels. I like to see them in a separate line, so I'll choose New Line. I actually want the count displayed on the top and the percentage at the bottom, and I don't want to repeat the whole process. The quickest way is to switch the columns around. So simply enable the pivot field. Now in value field, switch the position of the percentage and the count. Finally, let's rename the chart titles to channel. And that's it. We have our chart created and formatted with a clear information displayed. Let's move on to genders. This one's easy. We are showing the proportion of genders totaling 100%. So the best visual is the pie chart or donut chart. Let's insert a new chart. And since we already have our standard chart created, let's take advantage of it. Copy and paste the chart here. Now I'm going to update the underlying data range by drag and drop method like we did before. Now adjust the size range by select the corner of the range until you see the double-sided arrow. This allows you to resize the selected range. Okay, so we now have the underlying data updated, but the chart we want is pie chart or donut chart. We need to also update the chart type. Right-click on the bar chart, change Series Chart Type. Now choose the chart type you want. I'm gonna go with donut chart. Now the second data label is still linked to the old range, so it needs to be updated. Select the data label, format data label. You can again update the value from the cells with the new range like we did before, but I'm not gonna do that since this is a donut chart. I'm simply going to tick the percentage box here, which is the standard option available in donut chart. Finally, rename the chart to gender. The next one is age. We want to see the distribution of age group. So similar to channel, we're using bar chart. So let's take advantage of the existing work. The advantage of doing this way is that you may notice that our underlying data is a pivot table, while we want to have a standard chart inserted. So by drag and drop, you don't have to create a placeholder every time you need to create a new chart. Plus, the chart's format is already carried out from the first chart. You don't have to apply the format from scratch. Let's move on to some more advanced charts and visual. The first one is Net Promoter Score, NPS. We want to display the NPS scores 22% against a target 100%. So the best visual for this is the gauge chart. We have a problem though. Gauge chart doesn't exist in Excel. The closest we can get is the donut chart. So we're gonna use donut charts as a base to make our gauge chart. Let me show you how. First, notice that the gauge chart is like half of a donut chart with the targets from 0 to 100. On this half of the donuts, we need to show the score of 22% as the progress over 100%. Once these figures in place, we can adjust the angle of the donut so that the first slice of the donut will start horizontally instead of vertically. Let's start. We're gonna have in total 3 slices of the donuts. The first piece is NPS. I'm gonna move the NPS score here. The total piece is gonna be 100%, and the missing speed is 100 minus 22 is 78%. Let's insert the chart. I'm gonna copy the existing donut chart from the Customer tab and paste it here. Now I need to update the underlying data. Unlike before, we cannot do the quick and dirty drag and drop because the underlying data is in another sheet. So let me show you another way to update the underlying data in different sheet. Select the donut slide, right-click, select data. A pop-up will appear which allows you to change the range of your data source. You can see that the original data source is K22 to L24 in Customer tab. We will update this into the Feedback tab, range B33 to C35. Hit OK. And we have our donut chart in 3 pieces as expected. Notice that the total piece is 100%. We'll take half of the donuts. The sum of the NPS and the missing piece is 100%. All 3 pieces together make up a full donut of 200%. Alright, now the next step is to adjust the angle of the first slice. Right-click on the donut slide, Format Data Series. Now adjust the angle of the first slide to 270 degrees. We're almost there. Now we just need a little bit of cosmetic adjustment to the charts. I'm gonna select the total piece, right-click, and choose No Fill to make it invisible. I'm also going to make the missing angle piece less noticeable with the light gray color. Now rename the chart title to NPS. And that's it. We have our gauge chart derived from a donut chart. Some final touch to make our message clearer. I'm also display the NPS score to the charts. So I'm going to quickly insert a circle. Go to Insert, Shape, choose Oval. Click and drag to draw the shape on the worksheet. On your keyboard, hold Shift. As you can see, the shape is automatically adjusted to circle. Now release the mouse and we have the circle inserted. Okay, let's display the NPS score in this circle using the method we've done before. The next one is customer satisfactions. We also going to visualize it with the gauge chart. So I'm going to take advantage of the existing work. We need to visualize customer average rating for different aspects of the shop. We could use bar chart or column chart to display the score, but there's a better chart to present this type of information, and that is radar chart. Let me quickly insert a radar chart. As you can see, a radar chart is like a spider web, showing data points on different axes, radiating from a center point. The further it skewed from the center point, the higher the score. In this example, we can visually see that compared to other areas, staff engagement really need a lot of improvement. Alright, now I'm gonna quickly format the chart with the proper details. First, click on the axis option, and I want the scale to be 5, so the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 5. And I also want the number to be formatted with 0 decimal. Now that looks good. Let's also add the data label to make it clearer. And for the overall score, I'm just going to use a simple KPI card. You can see that we've added quite some simple shapes visual, but they are not visually appealing. And to create a well-designed collection of shapes manually does take a lot of time. So let me show you how you can leverage SmartArt to quickly create eye-catching visual with little effort. So go to Insert, click on SmartArt. There are a wide range of SmartArt design that you can choose from. I like this one, so I'm going to choose it. Now the SmartArt graphic appears in your worksheet, and you can type in your text here. I want to display the NPS figures in details, so I'm going to enter promoter, passive, and detractor value here. Adjust the size of the SmartArt. Okay, I also want to put a dynamic value in the SmartArt as well, but unfortunately, we cannot do so because SmartArt doesn't take formula. So what we can do instead is to convert the SmartArt into shape. So click on the SmartArt, go to SmartArt Design, click Convert to Shape. The SmartArt is now converted into a collection of shapes. Simply right-click and ungroup it. Now you have your individual shape, and you can freely link the cell value into this shape. I'm going to just quickly make the circle bigger, and now I will link the cell value to this circle. And we've completed visualizing all our findings with graphs and charts that communicate a clear message to our audience. I hope you enjoyed today's video. The key takeaway is that data visualization is not just about making your graphs and charts look pretty. It's about helping us quickly understand complex information and identify trends and draw insight. And choosing the right chart can significantly impact your ability to communicate your message with your audience. Now that we have all the individual graphs and charts created, we're ready to go to the next step: data storytelling. We will design an interactive dashboard bringing all our graphs and charts together to tell a compelling story that help our audience uncover important insight. Thank you for joining me on this data adventure. If you find this video helpful, please help me to share it with others who might think it's useful. Your support not only helped me to grow my channel, but it also helped countless others out there who are looking for boosting their productivity and excel in their job. I love to hear from you, your thoughts, suggestions for future videos, so please leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss out on any of my latest content. See you next time!